This is what community empowerment's all about.
I put the Mosi Along project together. I'm the project director and I helped write the bid, put the team together. I wrote a book a couple of years ago called Information Obesity, and at the end of that book I proposed a project very much like this one, but it was just an imaginary project about communities looking after and nurturing their own informational resources and developing the skills they needed to do so. So having written about that project but never done one, I decided that it was a good idea to try and do the project. So I put this together and it's working out.
I think that the project has two kind of important aims. I think one of them is about Mosi, about the museum itself, about bridging people's histories of industry in Manchester, people's community stories relating to the museum's artefacts. Like, Manchester's built on industry, there's always stories to tell. It's really exciting that people now have an opportunity to bring their stories into museum, which is sort of normally a really formal learning environment. And there's also this kind of network building aim, which I think is really exciting, where because we're an open project, people are coming in from all sorts of walks of life, people who are already trying to do things like we're doing.
Basically what we are trying to do is that we try to bridge the gap between Mosi and the public. So what we would like to find out is about people's stories that they are linked with the collections.
And we thought it would be quite nice to sort of come and find out if we can use some of the stuff that's going on here, the reminiscence work and recording and archiving stuff that we do at our day centre with our clients and with people from the community.
Somewhere in France today.
We're bringing the technological aspects to things. So my role in this is going to be training people about social media. So I hopefully will be able to teach people how to use Twitter if they're interested, how to use Flickr, how to upload photos, and how to tag things with the Mosi Along tag so that we can see what people have done.
So using social media just makes good sense to me.
And I've had some fantastic conversations, and that actually is one of the things that this project's going to be about. It's about having conversations, visual conversations, recording conversations, and a conversation that's going to grow through social media.
And explain exactly how the web, the internet, and these kind of things can be used for the force of good.
But if it does stand for anything, it's the Museum, Science and Industry Ambient Learning Open Network Group. But now we've told you that, you can forget about it.
Here in Castleford in 1918.
So Mosi Along.
Basically what we try to do is to capture everything that is said. We obviously can't get everything, so we get the key ideas and the key themes. We sometimes call it keynote listening, in fact. And then we just put the words up, and where possible we kind of illustrate it with the thing that they've been talking about.
It's a great storehouse of information and objects and learning that are interesting to everyone, including the people of Manchester, but I think worldwide.
I think Mosi Along is going to be really exciting because I think looking at the process people go through to get engaged with museums and with social media would be really interesting, and trying to find out what people are getting from it.
I thought it was pretty interesting. I went over to the machine room, which is over there. It's got a lot of machines in it, steam engines, diesel engines, and I never used to be interested in that, but I find that as I get older I get more interested in more kind of geeky things like that.
That I know it's a media project, and I know it's a new initiative, and it's a public initiative where people can come along and they can contribute material.
It's a fascinating and interesting topic.
Well, I told somebody earlier on today where I was going, and they said, where's Mosi? I said, well, it's the Museum of Science and Industry. And they said, oh, that's another acronym that's been created. It's a very modern society that we live in. But I said, well, sometimes as a representative for age concern, we've got to make people aware that we need to latch on to change and new ideas and things that, you know, the way things change. So, yeah, it sort of sums up the fact that there's change and we've got to grab hold of it, shirt tails, get involved.
Yeah, mosey along.
Yeah.
It just so happens to be Mosi, so it's great.
What I like about Mosi Along is it gives people a chance to get their own stories out of stuff that's in museums, or indeed stuff that's in their communities, their homes, their families, or they've got themselves, because they then start to create museum life.
Mosi is a box, Pandora's box, which is there for you to explore.